Hello and welcome back to iTradeAIMS. This is Emi with another London session report. If you're new to the channel, my name is Emi. I trade the DAX 30, which is a German index of the top 30 German companies, the top 30 stocks. It includes companies like BMW and Siemens and the Deutsche Bank and stuff like that. These are big companies, so it is an index, but it is Forex trading because it is available on most Forex brokers, quoted as GER 30 or DAX 30. The strategy that I apply to it basically is based on trading chaos. Originally, we started in 2010. We developed a strategy based on Bill Williams' famous book, Trading Chaos. We use those indicators, but obviously for it to work for us, we have modified the indicators. The original indicators, the alligator has turned into AIMS Gator, the AO has turned into eWave, and it is based on the concept, that original concept of the 10-second to Elliott wave still works. It will continue to work. Why? Because the market has a structure. It has a wave structure. You can't accurately, I don't believe you can count accurately every wave, but there are periods in the market when the market is in a flow, the 10-second to Elliott wave system applies 100%. So what you see on the chart right now is that sequence. So you see a wave 3 up, a wave 4 down, and a wave 5 up. Within this, we have these certain signals. So we have what we applied, the setup 1 strategy. So the setup 1 strategy is the first strategy that you will learn when you join AIMS stress-free trading. All beginners should start at setup 1 because that is the most easy to learn and a pattern based on the past 100 candles. So you look at the chart, you will see we will teach you to wait for a wave 3 and wave 4 using these indicators, and then you have these signals, which is, for example, here you have the blue dot, and then you will follow the flow chart to make the entry. So if you saw this setup here, now there's one ingredient missing in this, which is the box is too big, but everything else is correct. So suppose if the box was, let's say, a little bit tight here, you would go long here and you would get a target point based on this. So the book explains all of this. So download this book, the 10-second to Elliott wave. I'm giving it away for free. You will learn the concept of how to count the Elliott wave within 10 seconds, but not the intricate counts, only the bits that actually really are profitable. So we are focusing on that, and this book's explain it. And another one, the setup 1 strategy is going for free as well. So download this book by going to www.itradeaims.net. On the front page, you will find this book for free. So both of the books are available for free. Don't miss it. Go and download it. And if you need the indicators, then you will have to join us. That's the catch. So what you see on the screen, this blue dot, is the AIMS entry alert to be 5.1. This allows you to trade the setup 1. And what you see over here is the cherry signal and the seed signal. Now these are the hunt methodology. So once you clear stage 1 and stage 2 of training, the discipline training, when you join the course, so about 4 to 6 weeks later, you'll be able to actually start trading the hunt methodology. So the hunt methodology then allows you to trade the setup 1 inside the wave. Now I can't go into further details on that. We have a lot of videos. I made so many videos on this inside the course. It is available to check. So you'll be able to see how you can actually then trade the setup 1 inside a wave. So for example, if this is a wave 3, there's a setup 1 inside on a certain lower time frame, and these indicators applied. So obviously the first step is to learn what is the setup 1. So once you know what is the setup 1, then you can learn how you can actually apply that same concept using the manipulation of the multiple time frame. So you'll be on this time frame and you'll be able to trade the setup 1s of a certain higher time frame or a lower time frame. So today the market started not with a bang. Let's go to the start. So here is where the market started. Now, obviously, I wasn't looking at the market from this point of view, because the third thing is that once you learn setup 1 and the hunt strategy, if you want it, you can also go and look out our new strategy, which is the low bot strategy. So the low bot strategy looks like this. Now, this is like a naked chart, right? Not like a naked, it is a naked chart. So probably when you begin, you won't be able to trade this. And that is why we give you the setup one strategy, which I've traded since 2010. And I've taught that to complete beginners as well. And within the next few days, you'll be able to learn what is a setup one, but not without the indicator. So this is the difference between the price action and indicators. Both of the things are the same. You can either start with identifying price and then checking price patterns and then trading those patterns. But the problematic thing with that is that when people go straight into price action trading is they don't know the price patterns. They don't know how the market moves. What the setup one strategy will do is that it will teach you how the market moves. Now, it's not going to teach you in words telling you this is how it moves. But when you learn the pattern, the setup one pattern, by trading that setup one pattern, you will automatically, eventually learn how the market moves. And when you know how the market moves, then you can strip the chart off those indicators and start trading those patterns. But until that time, you need to learn the setup one strategy. So if you learn the setup one strategy, you'll be able to do that. So anyway, I was looking at the chart like so. This is the London Open. I'll mark it. Price went down. Now, I'm not interested when the market goes down against what was happening before, right? So this is what was happening before. I want the market to actually clear that. Let me actually go back to this method again. So what I'll do before I start trading that day is that I will go and look at what happened overnight. So this is the London Open. Let me mark that again. Now we have indicators that mark it, but I'm doing it here because you probably don't have those indicators right now. So I'm assuming that we would work with the naked chart. All right. So we have the London Open horizontal line. Time-wise, it's this. So before this, I look to the left. So what I'm looking at is these levels. What I'll do is that I'll mark this. So that's the session high. This is the overnight session high, the overnight high. This would be my overnight low. So these two levels. And then I would look at what happened at Frankfurt Open. That's the pre-market. So we call this the pre-market. At the London Open is the open, and the Frankfurt Open is this 1 hour is the pre-market. So I will see what's happened within that time. And I can see clearly that prices actually stayed within the overnight range. What I want now for London Open to clear that range. It did not clear it until here. And when it did, it was spiky. So we didn't do anything. We waited. And this is the M5 chart. There was nothing for us to trade on this. Eventually, so that's the, if you look at this, that's 37 minutes into London Open. I was gone off the chart about 15 to 20 minutes over here. This was the one opportunity which we could have traded. This was a nice pullback method. So what would have happened on this here is that when price went down and pulled back up on a 12-second chart on a 5 times lower time frame, this would have been a setup one. Now, what is a setup one? The setup one is basically this pattern here. This is the setup one, the 3, 4, 5. So we wait for the 3, then we wait for the 4. We want the gator to sleep and the box to be tight, and we trade this. And why do we trade it? Because we know that when there's a wave 3 followed by a wave 4 and there is nothing to the left, the market has cleared everything and is moving up. That's why it will create a wave 3 and a 4. Then there's an 80% chance that if there is a wave 5, it's going to hit the target zone 1. What is the target zone 1? It's the fib expansion. So we count it like this. We start from where we think is the start of wave 1 or wave 3. It starts here. So this is wave 1, 2, 3. We just count these. We don't count 1 and 2. We just look at AO, right? 3. And this indicator, by the way, is available for free. Thank you, Steve. He's made it available to all the AIMS members. You can, when you join as a premium member, this indicator will come as free. It will print the 345 on it for you. So there's going to be an email shortly to everyone. Right, so this is wave 4. So we'll drag the other side to this. And then when you were entering your trade here, you knew that your target point should be at here, target zone 1, which is fib expansion, the golden ratio, 61.8, right? So we work with the golden ratio. Its entry would be 97 and exit would be 25. Nice, lovely trade. And if you hit that, your job is done. But this happened later in the day. I'm just showing this to you as a setup one. So when we were looking at the market earlier, over here, when this pullback happened, around this time, on a certain lower time frame, it would have been a setup 1 like that. This move down would show as a wave 3, and this move pullback up would show as a wave 4. And that is the trick. I just gave away my secret. So that's what it is, 3 and 4. I'll show it to you. So what you see on the chart is a 15-second chart and a 1-minute chart on the TradingView platform. So now let me go to that time frame that I was talking about. Actually, if I go to M1, that will be quicker. So this is that time frame. This is what it is. So that's the 8 o'clock open here. Here, price came down, went up, came down. Now here, if you look at this bit, we were monitoring this range. So I showed you on the other chart, if you can, let's go back to that. Here, we had the pre-market lows, so we were monitoring those levels. Now it did create a nice lovely pullback for me. I could have taken a trade on this, which would be a nice, probably 1R, 1%, but I didn't take it. I didn't take it because my idea, my rule is that I want price to clear the levels to the left. When you have nothing to the left, then it's a lot more fun. So if you go to the M5 chart on this, is this the place where there's nothing to the left? But if you look at the hourly chart, I knew that actually price was in an uptrend on the hourly chart, but this was just a pullback, and there were quite a lot of levels to the left here, and the market was spiky. But you can't really know if the market is nice and smooth if you don't have experience to it with it. An experienced trader would know what is a spiky market, what is a smooth market, and what price bars are, you know, the one with tails. So if you look at this, all of these candles have tails sticking out. You don't want a market like this. If you compare it to these candles, look at this. See? There's no tails. It's just going consecutive candles. So you want the M5 chart to be printing consecutive candles. Within that, on M1, you'll get nice, lovely pullbacks. And that's the concept. So let's go back to the thing that I was showing you. So here, that's that spot that I was talking about. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a vertical line on that. And then I'm going to apply the Setup 1 template. And yes, you can get the Setup 1 templates on the TradingView platform as well, included free as members to all the members of all the premium members. So now dropping to the M5, where did I go? 6th of October. Okay, let's go back. This is a great feature with TradingView, is that it keeps separate information about the templates and the drawings that you do. I'm just going to go back. So when you change the template, it doesn't delete your drawings. Whereas in MT4, when you change the template, everything gets refreshed. So what we see on the 15-second chart is this is that pullback. Can you see this? This is the pattern that we call ABC. Now it did not turn into a nice, lovely Setup 1 on this. And that's fine. It did create it later, but that's not what we were doing. So I didn't take this trade for two reasons. One was that it had not cleared the low, and the second was that it wasn't really a clean Setup 1 on the 12-second chart, the 15-second chart. It could have been if it stayed another candle or two. But the most important thing here was not the 15-second chart, but it was rather this move here and then it hitting the lows. And when it did that, it didn't really continue. Now, when would I have been interested? Let me go to the MT4 chart now. Now, had it cleared this level, like in this fashion, you know, nice and clear, if it did that and it continued, then I would have taken pullbacks. But after that, it didn't do much of that. So I just went away. Well, I was here going in and out of the room, going for a walk, coming back. And what we do is that once market does something like this, I put alerts on using TradingView platform or this, and you can set alerts like so as well, like just the right click and click an alert. So this will be an MT4 alert, and there are other methods as well that you can set alerts, price alerts, that if price goes above this or below a certain level, to alert me. What happened was that when price went above this level, and obviously what is this level? Let me take you back. Let's go to the M5 level, M5 chart. So you see this was that level, the high of this date, when it crossed that level, I was alerted. Now, this is not my trading time because it's midday, but when the alert went off and I came back to the chart, I saw, oh, look at that. This is some clean price action. Now, you see, up to this point, it's not clean. Can you see green, red, going up and down with tails and spikes going on? But when this breakout started, can you see this clean price action? This clean, powerful price action clears all the levels to the left, and then it starts to pull back. This is the M5 chart, and I'm looking at it and I'm waiting. This level was great importance to me. Why? Because this is the high of the London session. This level here. See, that's the 5. This is the second candle of the second M5 candle of the London Open. So when price cleared it and came back to it, this is where a beautiful signal happened. What type of signal was it? It was this signal. I'll show you. Let me take you back to the M5 chart. See this? This is the same chart. That's the London Open. I'm going to put that line again, the box. Can you see this? So this was a resistance. Here it turned into a support. Now going back to the M1 chart, what you see here, let me just move this a bit. That black dot. Now, this is what we call the apple signal. The hunt strategy has 4 entry signals. 1, hunt the cherry. It's this. Number 2, hunt the seed signal. Well, I should say the seed is the first one, or rather the setup 1 is the first one. So the hunt strategy builds on the setup 1. It is within the same pattern that we teach you in setup 1. So the setup 1, the blue dot in the box, the trade into wave 5, that's our signal number 1 for the hunt strategy. Signal number 2 is the seed. Signal number 3 is the cherry. The seed and the cherry are the same mechanism. They are the setup 1 of the lower time frame. And then we also have the apple setup. The apple setup we took from our strategy we call the fruit strategy. Now, we don't trade the fruit strategy on these time frames anymore, but we have taken the one fruit signal that we can incorporate, which is a trend-based reversal candle. So it is the reversal of the pullback. So when the market is pulling back and there's a corrective wave, within that, we take at the end of the correction, we take the reversal. So it is a reversal of a corrective wave, but it's still a trend following signal. So over here, we took the trade. I went long above this and then went long above this little pullback here, and then another add-on above that box, and we let it run. Now I got out here because I thought, okay, it's turning around, and I had some good profit, about 26 points on this, and I had a couple of add-ons as well. The very next moment, we had a cherry signal. Price went up and hit target zone 1. Now, ideally, I should have taken off my 1 or 2 add-ons and allowed this one to run to hit the target zone 1, but I failed to do that, but it was still a very profitable trade. And this is the way we trade, and anybody can learn to trade this way. Step 1 is to learn the setup 1. Step 2 is to learn the hunt signals, which is based on the setup 1 pattern on its own. And then, if you're ready and if you want, you can even do the low bot strategy, which is basically trading the price action and trading those pullbacks according to the 10-second Elliott wave concept. So that's what it is today. I gave you not only the recap of the London session and the midday session, but also kind of an introduction to the entire AIMS stress-free entire AIMS stress-free trading strategies, the training technique that we have. So the reason I have it in these 3 stages is because that's how I learned it. So the first thing I learned was setup 1, then we learned about the hunt and the cherry methodology. We integrated that, and now recently we are trading the low bot strategy, which is the minimal chart like this, but the setup that we follow is exactly the same. Price action name is pullback or the flag pattern. The indicator based name is the setup 1 or the wave 5. So it's basically similar kind of patterns, but it depends on how you look at it. And in Forex trading and day trading, if you find a pattern that works and you know how to trade it, that's it. That's your edge. So here it is. So that's what it is. Please don't miss out on the book. The 10 Second to Elliott Wave book and the Setup One book are available to download for free. Do it now. If you like this video, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. And do leave us a comment. If there's any question that you want to ask, I would love to answer. So leave it in the comment section and see you in the next video.